Hello everyone at Enchanted Emerald. This is Melissa bringing you another card reading here, and this is the King of Wands this evening for this Thursday Aries new moon eclipse. And so we have here this King of Wands bringing us in a lot of fire. I'm feeling a lot of like passionate, fiery, just pure fire energy coming in, and I'm really feeling like this is change energy coming in, and this is really about us staying focused and staying present. So if you haven't yet listened to the read that I put out for you last evening, please check it out, because this is really talking about how we are about staying focused, staying present, and really bringing that energy in with this reading and tying this all together. I'm hearing the lyrics here for this Rihanna song, Stay. So around and around and around we go. And so really feeling like you could be having an experience where you're feeling like you're experiencing the same battle, but you're experiencing the same battle within different circumstances. So the same lesson showing up for you over and over again, but coming in different forms, different faces, different circumstances altogether. And I really feel like really getting to this space where you're realizing that, you know what, this isn't really living, right? This is really, a testament of your faith and really putting your action behind the fact that, this life is a gift for us. And so this is really, questioning, how can I bring this full circle now? How can I really put this to work for me and really show up for myself, right? And so what are you going to do about that, right? What am I going to do with this gift of this life? And how can I make this work for me to get myself into a space where I'm living the life that I love and creating a life that I love? And so you could be feeling like getting through all of these circumstances, you could maybe be feeling like you're following some sort of a script, maybe learned lessons, things that you learned from the past, you're just going with learned behaviors. It's just very rehearsed. And so maybe just kind of going through the motions to get through the day to day. But this is really about that call to action. So this is really connecting with your vision, really connecting with your leadership skills. Really, this is a time to lead, and this is a time for you to muster up the courage, really, to embrace that vision and start to bring that into your own reality. And I feel like this energy, this change energy coming in, is really about collapsing timelines. Now, when we talk about the timelines, we talk about how there's different circumstances of our life playing out in many different dimensions. And so we have different realities of our life, and they're playing out simultaneously in different realities. And so in this current reality, you might not be experiencing all that you've hoped for, or may not be experiencing that so-called vision of yours. But really, this is about allowing that to manifest in the now, right? So really bringing in the new. And so with this is collapsing all of those realities into one, converging it, and allowing that vision to take hold into this physical reality. And so I do feel like, there's undesirable results kind of happening as you go through the motions. And so you feel like, yeah, this is some sort of a necessary evil. But what I really feel with that is that it's an unnecessary evil. So you've accepted things, you've accepted certain things happening around you, just feel like that's part of the consequences of actions, or maybe you feel like there's something that is happening and that you can't do anything about it. But understand that you absolutely have a choice. This is really about choice and having choice in the matter. So understand that whatever you are not changing, you are in fact choosing. And so that's really powerful when you look at that, because you don't have to accept things the way they are. You can rise to that call to action and start to really put things into perspective for yourself and start to really make the changes that are necessary to get you into that space of living the life that you love. And so this is where you might start to question some of the things that are happening and start to question, is this something that I want to be doing still a year from now? Is this something that is making me happy? Is it fulfilling? And if it is not, then you know that something must change, and start to, formulate a plan to get into a different space. And so taking that action. Now, I feel like you may feel like it's too late. It's too late to do that. Or I'm too old to do that. Or I've been doing this for my whole life. How can I change now? I feel like you're getting a little overwhelmed looking at everything. Now, understand that you can be a little bit of a late bloomer here, okay? And I want you to give yourself some grace, and I want you to give yourself props where that's necessary as well, because you want to celebrate every little step that you're taking, okay? Celebrate every step that you're making forward, because any step forward is still progress. And so I feel what's happening now is that as you start to make those steps, they become easier and easier. But it may not look like what you want it to look like. In fact, I feel as though this is not going to be a gradual change. I feel like it's going to be an instant change. I feel like you are burning the whole entire thing all the way to the ground, okay? And you are going to narrowly escape with your life and your passions and your pride all intact. And so, I feel that this is where you could decide at the very last minute to do something. And so I feel like you may feel like because you made that decision at the last minute, you felt rushed into it, or that maybe that wasn't the right decision. But understand that even if you are making that decision at the last second, you still made that decision, and so you were still following your intuition. So sometimes people really need to be put between a rock and a hard place and be forced to make that decision before they make that change, because then they will never make that change, right? And so understand that it's all purposeful. So even if you're making that decision at the last second, know that you still made that decision and you still deserve to celebrate that decision as well. Even if it means burning everything all the way to the ground and starting over again. So completely leaving everything in the past, completely leaving everything behind, completely starting over again in a new area, in a new relationship, in a new career, whatever that looks like for you. This is really your chance here to fuel your soul with this fire energy, okay? And so I really feel like this is going to be bringing new meaning to your life. In fact, it's going to be much more fulfilling. It's really going to be great for your soul's evolution, okay? So this whole call to action. With this call to action, you could find yourself maybe doing things in an extraordinary way, maybe responding to things completely differently than you've ever responded to things in the past. And I really feel like this fire is building more and more within you now, right? It's not about the external. It's not what you have. It's not about what you've built, right? This is all happening internally. It's about that internal fire and how that's burning brighter and brighter. Now that's giving me chills. That's definitely some validation here. And I feel like this internal passion is burning brighter. Your light is shining brighter. And how can you bring that out and shine that into the external world? Well, we do that with staying in touch with our own emotions throughout the whole process, but we're inspiring other people as we start to make our changes, as we start to get in touch with our passions and we allow that to shine. Our joy will start to inspire other people as we do those things. And so I feel like you could be feeling compelled to do things differently. Okay, so I definitely feel like anything that's worked for you in the past, you might find all of a sudden as you're growing and shifting and changing and getting in touch with those emotions, and getting in touch with your leadership abilities, and taking that call to action to really, step into that vision and bringing that into the now. Really finding yourself that things that have worked for you in the past are no longer going to resonate, no longer going to work moving forward. So trying to get into that space where you're feeling more and more inspired, feeling more and more creative, and bringing new solutions into the equation as well. So I feel, again, what you've been doing is no longer fulfilling, and it's really just about changing with the times, right? This change energy, and going forward, you'll find more flow with that change energy as you start to embrace new techniques, allow yourself to experiment with new things. And so I really feel what's expanding with this is your heart chakra. And I think that this is mostly increasing your capacity to love, right? To love yourself, to love others, to fall in love with your life. And that comes in really talking about how you are living a life of purpose. You're filled with hope. You're filled with inspiration. So what really lights you up, and how can you incorporate that into your everyday, maybe even into your workspace, or how can you live in your purpose as a job, right? And so, I do feel that with this, there is some sort of directness that will be required. You will have to be direct in some capacity. So not being afraid to speak your mind, being open in your communication, because I think that that's going to help to untangle a web that's already really been woven from the past, right? Your contacts that you have, and really helping them to get to know you better, or get to know you, not just on like a surface level, but get to know you and what really drives you. And so maybe even in that communication, you learn about yourself and about what drives you, that internal drive, and connects you with that passion more and more. So I feel like, again, if you haven't checked out last night's reading, I'll mention it one more time. We talked about being direct and being intentional with our words. We touched on that a little bit in last night's reading. Now, if we have the potential here to speak directly, but we want to be careful not to, be so sharp with our tongue that we are using words to cut like a knife with other people. So I think that that's part of this fiery energy edge that we have to kind of be mindful of as we move through this energy. But being direct could be very beneficial at this time, because in doing so, I feel like you could elicit truth from others, and really playing on the energy in terms of coming up with real creative solutions in bringing this vision to life for you in a very masterful type way. I feel like playing this energy out in communicating with someone, you could come up with, like, playing to your strengths, great ideas. There could be a lot coming in through communication as a result of that. So a great new moon eclipse reading here for us, and I do so hope that this resonates for you. As always, if you feel inclined to share this, I ask that you please do that. Please follow that intuition if there's someone out there that you feel could benefit from hearing this message, because I am here to make an impact, and doing so by sharing, you are helping me do so by allowing others to also hear the message and benefit from it as well. So as always, I will be back, of course, with another read for you guys again soon. And thank you so much for tuning in. And everybody, I hope you have a phenomenal evening. Thank you so much. Take care.